We all are welcome to this segment of our teaching. I think we are starting to give out what was given to us. I remember I said it the other time that nobody can receive anything except it is given to him. So we are given this mission to build people for a better life. The creator of man is not happy the way man is going through his life. Poverty was not the plan of God when he created man. Yes, poverty in man was not the plan of God. What we are seeing in the world today was not the plan of God for man. All these things we are seeing in man, poverty, sickness and death, we are elected by man. They were humanly elected. Don't forget that in the garden, God planted a tree which he called tree of life. He planted another tree which he called tree of knowledge of good and evil. Yet inside that garden there were other trees. This is a fact. Comparing from Genesis chapter 2, if you go through Genesis chapter 2 from 1 through 17, is a fact. Is a fact that whatever you are seeing today happening in man is elected, because when God created man, he made him a free moral agent. What does that mean? It means that man has the choice to choose the kind of life he will live. You see, that is why today when I see people, we talk about poverty, we talk about lack of knowledge, all these things, I make it abundantly and evidently clear. Poverty is a product of mentality. Poverty is a product of human mentality. That is why we said it from the onset that we will unveil mysteries through our programs. Because the life we live today is coded in mysteries. Until you come to the reality of your own, you will not be there. Ask any man today who is making wave in life, that is a principle. So at this program we want to talk on obedience. We want to emphasize in obedience, because our mission is to guide people to better life. To better life. If your life is not better, you are not talking, you are not living. And I am 100% aware, I believe it so much, that the creator of man did not create man to suffer. I say it again and I repeat it. Suffering, poverty, death is under election. If man say no to death, he will not die. It's a covenant. Hebrews chapter 9:27. And if we read from Genesis chapter 2, between 15 and 17, you see it was recorded. Don't eat these fruits. Any day you touch it, touching only, you will die. It was a covenant. It was this that propelled what you know today as sickness, failure, limitation, and every other thing that is hurting man. So we want to look at obedience briefly. And on this episode, I want us to look at this very subtitle: Obedience, shortcuts to all-round breakthrough. I will be very, very brief. Obedience, shortcuts to all-round breakthrough. And I want to take us through the Bible, just two portions of the Bible, and we will call it a day. Isaiah chapter 1, I want to read 2 verses alone. Verse 19 and 20. And verse 19 reads, "If you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land." If you are willing, if you are obedient to what you are commanded to do, to what you are told to do, you will eat the goods of your environment. It's a fact. There is no two ways about it. Verse 20. "But if you refuse and rebel, If you refuse and rebel, what happens to you? You shall be devoured by the sword, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken. If you refuse to obey, you'll die in poverty. You'll die in poverty. Yes, poverty is a cause. Forget about people who do mago, commit all abomination to grab whatever they are getting. They are more poor. In fact, they are poorer than what you know today as church rats, what they call church rats. If you make your money through mago, you do ritual, you kill, you steal, you commit sin to make money, you don't get a kobo. 1 naira is not in your purse. Your account is empty. Because anything you have in this life that has no lasting value, forget it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Please don't look for it. Don't even seek for it. So here we are talking about obedience, because if there is anything that will last for you, you do it in the standard of righteousness of God, not your own human righteousness, because man does not have his own righteousness. In the book of Isaiah chapter 64 and 6, what did he say? Your righteousness is nothing but filthy rag. So we don't have it. We don't have it. Our righteousness comes from only one man who has what you know as righteousness. Because man lost his righteousness in the garden, he is now living on a borrowed righteousness. First, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, read from 18 down to 21. So what am I telling us this morning? Every person on earth is seeking for breakthrough. Every person on earth want to be glad, want to enjoy his life. But I want to tell you, so many people whom you think today, they go in Lexus, they go in Bentley, they go in jet, and more poor. They are poorer. Most of them are poorer than poverty itself. Because there is no how you tell me that a wicked man is wealthy. No. You can't prosper in wickedness. Take me to anywhere. Because I know so many of them that they have gotten 1 or 2 things through wickedness, through evil. At the end of it, you see that their life, they live their life in penury. Go close to these people. They don't have life even. No evil man has life. No evil man has life. That's a fact. If you are doing anything that is contrary to the will of God, you are not living. You are, even if you are working here, a walking corpse. You are a walking corpse. Because the end of every matter justifies whatever we do on earth. In this life, whatever you do is justified by what? The end of your life. The end of your life. Because I continue to emphasize that after this life, there is still life. We are here on a journey. So what am I telling us? In whatever you do, remember that there is a law, there is a principle that is guiding life. And that is what we are bringing us today. The need for you to obey rules and principles if you want to really prosper in life. If you really, there is what I call reality of wealth. Reality of wealth. Wealth that has lasting value. Wealth that is laid on sure quality righteous foundation. I will take us to testimonies. Just follow us. I will take us to testimonies. Testimonies you will hear, you believe that life has worth, that life has value, that life ought to be maintained. So here, the prophet Isaiah is giving us a jot, a line, a lifeline, which will help us not only to prosper, but to enjoy our wealth. Yes, if you live your life in divine principles, if you keep your hands neat and seek for wealth from positive direction, you must get it. You must get it. In the book of Deuteronomy, Bible told me that God teaches us how to make wealth. In the same Isaiah chapter 54:13, I was told by the Bible that God teaches his children. And as I'm here, he teaches me. Everything I do is a product of divine revelation, divine inspiration, and divine illumination. Success news was given to me by divine hand. God called me one evening at Festac. I was called on a program at Festac, and that program, that was where God told me about success news. And like I said earlier, nobody receives anything except it is given to him. And whatever that is given to you from there, from above, you are sure of it. So what we want to plant in you is divine seed that will germinate for a better future for you. We are here on that turning point to change the present situation of man, the present situation of the world. Yes, that is why we are here. So the second portion we want to look at is the book of Job. Quickly, because of time. Job chapter 36, 11 and 12. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity. Friends, how much are you walking in obedience with the standard of God? God has standard. You remember I told us the other time